Hi there everyone, James here. Well, surprise, I'm not dead, I suppose, so that's a start. But first things first, I want to apologise for the extremely and insanely long absence. If I would point the camera at myself, that would be good. There have just been a whole lot of crazy things, just general craziness that I've wanted to try and deal with, and I need to stop moving the camera. Why is that? But I've just been trying to deal with all the craziness, trying to get things sorted out, and I really haven't had the motivation to make a lot of videos. The only video that I really just made as a spur of the moment thing was my Transformers Ascension audition video for Crosshairs Productions. Even then, unfortunately, some of the voices weren't great because let's just say I didn't necessarily give the best line delivery, but yeah, so there's that. But I'm back for several things. The first is I'm not dead, so that's the first thing and the most obvious. Second is that this is more sort of general scope of this video, is that this is just a kind of tour collection video sort of thing, video, and I'll go through all that stuff in a sec. And third is, and I should actually mention for a brief second, that in case you hear like reversing noises or just vehicles outside, there's a big construction site just up the road from here, so I apologize for that. But the third thing is that I have, or at the moment I plan to do a video. Hopefully I'll either get it done this later tonight. I need to point the camera at myself. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get the video done tonight, or at the very most I'll get it done early tomorrow. But basically that video will generally be a general overview of what my plans for this channel are and just where I've been and just general stuff like that I'll cover then. But for the time being, I'm going to give you a collection tour because the last one I did, yikes, probably at the very beginning of 2016 at the very latest. Or the last time I can remember it, but let's take a look. So I'm actually starting out here in the hall, and if I focus the camera, there we go. So we're actually out here in the hall at the moment, and I should clarify that for the record I'm not moving anywhere. I'll actually just focus on these for a sec. These are just a whole lot of boxes with old stuff that I'm planning to sell, even that laundry basket. So the plan is that I'm going to get photos of I'm going to take a whole lot of photos of these and then get all these up onto the internet pretty soon, hence why I have the photo studio out, which is actually something brand new. Well, it's not brand new, I got it just after Christmas passed, but I never really showed this off, and it's actually really cool because you get a whole lot of different colored backgrounds for it, and if I turn it on here, it lights up obviously it lights up on the inside, and I can get a lot of really good shots out of this. This is actually what I used for my recent unboxing video, so that's pretty cool. Excuse me. So I'm going to be definitely using that for a lot of different things, reviews definitely, and then just stuff that I'm planning to sell at some point. So nothing else to talk about here, so start with the room. And of course you can see me. Hello. So I'll close the door and I'll actually start behind it for once. Sorry, I'll close that up. Nothing very interesting with that. This is actually something kind of neat that I had seen on a couple of different websites for LEGO fans. Now let's see if I can get this. Yeah, that's the best I'm going to have to do. This is actually something I got an idea from. And basically if you take your keys, or in my case a flash drive here, and you get a little Lego plate, you can actually stick them to the wall, so that way you always know where they are. So I actually thought that idea was pretty cute, and I thought I'd give that a go. And so up top I have just two little Lego minifigures. I just thought it would be, both are really distinct and really cool, and I thought it would be really nice to see as soon as I get in through the door, so yeah. Moving elsewhere, going to start directly behind the door here. And just take a look at these shelves. This one is my main customizing shelf, and this is basically where I keep all of my customizing tools, equipment. This holds all my paint, a couple of different cutting boards or mats, and then these little folders here hold like a ton of different reference material. So I have like transformers in there. For whatever reason, even after moving to Australia, I still have the Xbox 360 Fall of Cybertron walkthrough guide. I still don't know why, but somehow I just decided to hold on to it. I still don't know why. But all these folders hold reference material, Transformers, Marvel, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, you get the general idea from that. And then below in this box is basically all the stuff that I either currently plan to customize or stuff that I just didn't have room for elsewhere. Like at the moment, you know, there's just a ton of random Marvel accessories. And then both that tub there and this one hold all kinds of different Transformers weapons. This one holds guns, that one holds swords and whatnot. So yeah. A couple of different figures in here, like Hunt for the Decepticons Ironhide, The Last Knight Optimus. So yeah, a lot of that. And then this shelf is actually something I'm kind of proud of. It's very minimal, but managed to make this myself. Fortunately, that's starting to split there, but I'll get that fixed soon enough. But anyway, this is kind of where I store all of my main camera equipment. So as you saw outside, I have a tripod set up. But this was a new tripod I got closer to Christmas, and this is a bag I got for it. Elsewhere, this is my Canon video camera, which isn't necessarily that great. And then this is literally a whole lot of separate junk, different camera accessories. This is actually something kind of cool, and I think I showed this off in my Christmas 2015 haul, but if I can pose the camera correctly without it tipping over, that would be awesome. There we go. This is a little brawn. I keep pronouncing that brawn, but it's Bon, I suppose. But this is a tech brand that Aldi has, or runs anyway. And this was a little GoPro-esque camera that they were selling back in 2015. And I haven't really had many chances to really use this, but it's awesome just having a little camera like this on standby. So yeah, putting that away. A couple of different accessories, couple of different little tripods and stuff. This is kind of cool. This I got not long ago, and it's a little motorized turntable. So whenever I do brand new reviews and stuff, you'll be able to see the figure or display spin round. So that'll be cool. And then this was just funny. My mum went home to Northern Ireland towards the beginning of this year, 2017. And while she was there, she was in IKEA, and she got this for me. This honestly is just absolutely hilarious. And it works too, and also I cannot use my left hand to save my life. But yeah, that's kind of cool. And seeing as how the camera is pointed in this direction, that's just all my garbage bins. Small, but they do the job. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that. It is still the middle of winter here in Australia, and everyone needs their heat, despite the fact that electricity is expensive as hell. So, and then a metal fan because I'm too lazy to put it away. Nothing else particularly interesting here. I got a couple of different posters up. Now these posters are set to come down because I've got a couple of new ones, and yeah, these ones, although kind of nice, have kind of outlived their runtime. So yeah. Then I'll actually start off on the top of the wardrobe here and work my way down. But as always, now hopefully I can get all this in one shot without tripping. But of course, this is my huge Lego Marvel collection, which has grown exponentially within the last year or so. So yeah, actually this is something kind of nice. Not long ago, I was on a trading website here, or a Lego website here in Australia, and I managed to get a Silver Centurion minifig out of it. If I would focus the camera. So yeah, I officially have an exclusive Iron Man minifig as part of the collection. That is really nice. And upon closer inspection, the top of this wardrobe is absolutely disgusting and dusty as hell. So, sorry about that. Yeah, you can see how bad it is there. But yeah, that is my full Lego Marvel collection. This is actually a custom in progress, and this is the Milano. I meant to get the Milano set way back in 2014 when the first Guardians movie came out. However, I didn't get the chance. Therefore, I've regretted it ever since. And since the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 came out, there were a whole lot of parts from different Lego sets, and I thought I would try and at least make a start at trying to build my own version before I would like custom order a bulk of specific colors and parts and so on. So yeah, that's the current progress of that. Oh, this actually sounds kind of cool. And I'll show it off here. This is my custom, well, actually no, it's inspired by someone else, but this is my custom Ghost Rider Hellcharger. And this is really, really cool. It's the car as seen in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., driven by Robbie Reyes, aka the Ghost Rider. And I just love this thing. In fact, if I set it down for a second, I'm hoping the camera, there we go. I actually custom painted this grille here. Now, the parts on the inside were previously this light bluish grey, or just light grey colour you see here. So what I did was I painted the outside of the grille, or the in a flat silver, and then I actually painted the inside of them black. So that way you would get a much more like authentic look to it. So that's actually pretty cool. So yeah, let's see. There we go. So I don't. This is my Canon 1100D that I'm filming with. I probably should have mentioned that. But I don't really use this camera very much for filming, and it doesn't have autofocus, which sucks. But hey, it serves its purpose. Then all my bad guy minifigs are along the back there. I have an insane number of Ultron minifigs there. Mainly because I just thought it would be cool to have a little Ultron army going there, but then that just got way out of hand. What's kind of unfortunate is that, like, because of the insane number of minifigs going across the top, the bad guys have been kind of relegated to the back, where you don't really see them, which is unfortunate, but unfortunately I don't really have that many storage solutions as of yet, so I'm going to have to work with what I can at the moment. So yeah, but for the time being, that is my Lego Marvel collection. And moving downstairs, this is where things get slightly more interesting. And I should move these plastic boxes out of the way. This is kind of, well, if I would focus for one. This is kind of the official beginning of an ongoing custom project. I plan at some point in the future to build a custom Lego Batcave. Because I've just had a whole ton of different ideas. The Lego Batman movie Batcave I just really like, and a lot of specific aspects I think would work really well in their own sort of idea or world. So the plan is that I'll strip all of this for parts, except for this little carousel here, where the little minifigs spin around, because somehow I just absolutely adore that. But the plan is, again, that I'll build a custom Batcave from scratch. And the plan is that I think it'll run across this entire top shelf and into that corner over there as soon as I free up space. So yeah, for the time being, that is the current plan for this. And then moving downstairs, now this was something that's actually brand new on both of these shelves, this is my current Lego DC Superheroes vehicle collection. Now I should actually mention that these 3 shelves are now dedicated to my DC collection, because previously, as some of you may remember from the past, or even if you remember the sets from outside I used to store all my Ninjago stuff here. So this is where I had like one of the dragons, one of the robot mechs, one of the huge ships, and then all of the minifigs ran along the front of the shelf. But I feel as though I've kind of outgrown Ninjago, and plus I feel as though DC is a lot more relevant these days. So I finally decided I'd move all the Ninjago stuff out, try to sell it, for I've kind of moved on past that, and I thought, well, hey, I'm getting into the DC stuff a lot more now, time to display it. So here is my current DC superheroes vehicle shelf, and I apologize for the creaking. We're going to move the stepladder back. There we go. So this is basically my entire superheroes vehicle shelf. In this little corner is the latest addition to the collection. This is a little Green Lantern's jet from the recent DK books, or DK Green Lantern set, or booklet, because I know words. And then elsewhere is pretty much every other like Batman vehicle currently from the DC Extended Universe in Lego. Like for instance, this is the Batman vs Superman Batmobile, BVS Batwing there in the back. The camera will focus. The brand new Justice League Batmobile, and of course the biggest of them all, the Justice League Flying Fox. This thing is absolutely enormous, and I love it. It's a lot more impressive than I thought it would be. So that's really cool. Just focus again. Then moving downstairs, this is currently where I plan to have all of my DC villains sets, with the exception of the Atlantis set there. That was from the recent Justice League Lego sets, and I just ran out of space elsewhere to put it, so I thought it would look nice here. Although that said, it does look very out of place, but hey, it's okay for the time being. Like, pretty much, but that's it. Pretty much all the other builds are from the Lego Batman movie. Like, this is the Mr. Freeze mech, Clayface, Catwoman's cycle, and the Joker's notorious lowrider. And I should actually say, for the record, I just adore this thing. The suspension is really cool and really impressive. Unfortunately, anytime I try to lock mine into place, it doesn't take much for it to come loose, and you end up having to start all over again. But yeah, there's that. So that is that's pretty much the wardrobe. There's nothing else interesting in those drawers. Hey, so I was literally just about to turn the corner when suddenly my SD card realized, hey, this guy has no more storage, let's just let him ramble on for 5 more minutes and we'll annoy him later. So, yeah, that was annoying. But I'm officially about to start around the corner, so let's take a look. So yeah, everything here is so of course this is my desk. Unfortunately, everything's a little bit chaotic at the moment. Especially here, everything is just a complete mess because I have all these different Lego parts that need sorting out, and I'm yet to get around to that. I have a random plastic bottle because who doesn't? But yeah, that is just a whole lot of random stuff here. A couple of books in the back. This one is actually pretty cool. I got this from my friend Matt as birthday present, and this was to celebrate, excuse me, the 75th anniversary of Batman, and has some of Batman's more famous comic book appearances, or rather just some Batman appearances. Let's see if I remember this. There definitely is the story of how Bane broke Batman's back, but alas, no Dark Knight Rises or anything like that, so, oh well. A couple of other things here, and then from afar, this is pretty cool. These are a couple of different things that I've gotten over the past year and a half. This one was from my parents who went to Melbourne, and it's just a metallic Avengers poster. So that's pretty nice. This one I actually got myself whenever I was in Melbourne for my birthday. Me and my dad went down to see the project in Australia. I'll leave a link in the description below. If you haven't already seen it, please see it. It is awesome. And then this one is particularly cool. If I know how to work the camera, that is. this one is particularly cool. I got this at Sydney Supernova back in, I think it was June. But this was just really cool Daredevil artwork, and I just had to get it. I got the frame afterwards, and then the black border, I cut that out myself. But yeah, I'm just really pleased with how that turned out. It looks awesome. And then, now you probably noticed this. This is my professional looking mic. And I absolutely love it. This is what I am now using to record all my voices. As you may have heard, obviously, with my Ascension audition, this is now what I use to record all my voices. And it is just insanely cool to have. I especially love... this is a, let's see if I remember this right, a Rode boom arm, but it is just really nice, and I'm able to bend it all the way down, or rotate it downward, so I can speak into it as I'm typing, so that's really cool. And then this is my professional setup, and I definitely love this. So in fact, if I sit down for a second, so as to let you see, this of course is my main computer. This is my Surface Pro 4, and you can see the camera, so hello. So then from that, just got a Microsoft keyboard, a couple of these gel cushions. One is for the wrists, and this one is for the mouse pad, so there's that. What else is there? Actually, this is something that's kind of cool. Now this is... what is that? That's the monitor stand, but underneath all that I have a couple of different tech accessories. So that is a little USB hub, and then that is, well, the cables are in the way, but that is my SD card reader, and I have like a whole ton of stuff actually stuck underneath this with a ton of Velcro strips, which are those white things you can see there. So I have another USB hub attached underneath and an external hard drive, so that basically serves all of my purposes, all of my needs in one. And then of course I have my monitor, which you've seen before. Currently got some Justice League wallpaper going on, because honestly I just think that looks really, really cool. So yeah, then elsewhere just got a couple of sticky notes, a flash candy dispenser, or just candy holder, which holds a little Daredevil. Forgot he was even in there. So, ta-da. I was actually using this to hold my flash drive for a while, so yeah, a couple of random notes. And now this is the part where it gets chaotic, so I'm going to have to take a step back for this. So, this is my entire Lego DC Superheroes minifig collection. Just a couple of random Lego minifigs that I just really like the look of, and then just a couple of different collectible items that I just wanted to have on display. So, this is where, as previously said for the upteenth time, this is where it gets crazy, but I'm just gonna go through this as quickly as I can because I don't want to run out of storage space again on my SD card. But this is, as previously said, this is my entire Lego DC minifigs collection, and the way that I've organized it is a little bit crazy, but it works for the most part. That entire top row is dedicated entirely to the Bat family. So that and there you have a whole lot of different Batman minifigs, a couple of different Lego Batman movie minifigs like Alfred, Jim Gordon and Batgirl, Robin, and a couple of different ones. Next two shelves are entirely dedicated to both different DC heroes, but then characters that then go on to form the Justice League. So there's Superman, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, got the Flash, Aquaman, and the brand new John Stewart. I made a little custom Green Lantern ring for him, but he just looks so very cool and all that. A couple of other miscellaneous DC heroes and other characters. Then now I suppose technically two rows, but these entire two rows here are dedicated to Batman's Rogue Gallery. So this is just insane, especially with the recent Lego Batman movie, where these minifigs were just coming out of the woodwork. So yeah, then below that, you have Steppenwolf and the Parademons. These are, now Darkseid is intended to go over there, but these are basically just what I view as being like Justice League exclusive villains. And then the Lego brick built Wonder Woman Ares will go where these little studs are. And then from pretty much that point on, you have both just not only other like Justice League villains, but then of course like the other heroes. If I can focus again, just like the other heroes that go on to form. Just like the other heroes here that go on to form the Justice League, these villains also work as the Rogues Gallery of other superheroes. So you have Lex Luthor, and then another Lex Luthor minifig will go here, Brainiac, and then these are all reserved for Flash villains. So of course we've already got Captain Boomerang, and then others are scheduled to come. So yeah, that's... oh. That is the current DC collection. These other minifigs here are just minifigs that I either just really like the look of or just already had a small collection going for. So if I take another step in, up along the top, because you cannot have a collection without including yourself somewhere, that is meant to be my Lego interpretation of myself. So yeah, there's that. Then got the Lego movie, or a couple of Lego movie characters. Just thought I'd include Batman in there because why not? A couple of other ones. Is that Owen from Jurassic World? Then just a couple of other different minifigs that I really like the look of. Further down, this is where I'm currently temporarily storing my Star Wars minifigs. Mainly because I had to move them from the top of over there. But I'm gonna get that resolved shortly. And then, now granted, these are the only Ninjago minifigs I'm going to keep. Mainly because I just really like the look of these, especially the big fig. Just love the look of that big fig. And then just a few custom builds. Just really like those. Then again, these are other collectibles that I really like the look of. So I got BB-8. What is that? FN2199. Or as I just know him, Baton Lightsaber, or Baton Stormtrooper. A little classic robot, other little accessories. My entire current Marvel collection, and a Disney Infinity Hulkbuster because I just love the look of that pose. And then my current DC collectible stuff. The only exception is actually the armored Batman cowl. This was from some sort of like large collectible playable figure for little kids, but I just really love the look of the helmet, and initially the plan was I would customize the figure to include LEDs, but that didn't work out, so I just thought I'd keep the cowl, and it just looks really, really nice. I should probably mention for the record that I hollowed out the entire thing, so yeah. So moving on from that, well, you've seen all of that. And that is chaotic, so nothing really interesting going on under here, just a whole bunch of random stuff that I'm storing here, notes and notepads, other junk that I'm keeping down there. I'll very briefly look at this. Much like over here where I have all these pieces to sort out, I have this enormous box here, and another one actually upstairs that I'm yet to sort out all the Lego from, because I've been collecting Lego for the past year and a half, and yet I still and then suddenly I decided, no, I'm not going to organize it all anymore, and that happened. So I needed to organize that immediately. But then for the pieces that I have organized, that's what that looks like. Yikes. Just move that out of the way. I am not going to go through all of this because this I'm going to save for some other day, not today. These tubs and boxes here, these all just contain other Lego minifig accessories. Like, if I would remember to focus the camera, that would help. So I got like a whole lot of minifig torsos, other miscellaneous accessories, and then kind of what I consider both minifig accessories and just universal Lego accessories. So I got a couple of staffs, rods, and clips and connectors and so on in there. So I just thought, yeah, it makes the most sense, at least in the way that my brain works. So yeah, thought that would work. And then the very last thing I'll show in terms of Lego is actually this, and this I'm kind of proud of. This is my little Lego Cars collection. With the recent Lego Speed Champions line, I just really liked a lot of the designs that they've done. And I decided that I would keep a few of them and modify others. So, for instance, that's my, what is that, Ford Mustang, Mercedes AMG SLS, Ford GT, I think. Unfortunately, I am probably getting that name wrong. I just love the look of it. And then, I forget the name of this model here, but this is just really, really nice. This was a custom model that I did. And I just thought it would look really good as part of the collection. So there's that. And last, but by no means least, actually I should say before I move on, just at the top there I have a few Lego Star Wars mini builds. So, yeah, I'll get a proper display place for them soon enough. But sure enough, actually, I have a little step here I should use. But this is my current Transformers collection. And yes, I have a Transformers Prime First Edition Optimus Prime. That is insanely cool. Yeah. So at the moment, yeah, this is my current Transformers collection. This is my main Autobot shelf, or what I just consider to be some of my favorite figures from that. So that's just really, really cool. Moving downstairs, this is my kind of unofficial / expanded Wreckers team, or Wreckers shelf. For the record, I had no intention of ever like having my own Wreckers collection, but then like I got Hound, I ended up getting Springer, and somehow I got the first edition Bulkhead from Transformers Prime. They are three main figures that I consider to be Wreckers. Then recently with Titan's Return, Topspin and Twin Twist came out. I should actually say that Twin Twist is the most recent addition to the collection. Only managed to find him about 2 or 3 days ago. So, and I just thought this would be really, really cool. Like for instance, yeah, Topspin and Twin Twist I think are definitely associated with the Wreckers. I should actually say, like, aside from Transformers Prime, I have no other ideas about, you know, characters that are part of the Wreckers, with like the exception of Springer. So yeah, I thought I would include Chrome Dome and Rewind in here, mainly because, like, again, the Wreckers are just a giant dysfunctional team, and I thought it'd be cool to have a mini team within the team. So there's that. Hardhead, because, well, for one thing, his vehicle mode's a tank. And I thought, like, even just based on that pose, for whatever reason, I got it in my head that he would be like a character of honor and valor. So I thought, yeah, that would actually be kind of nice to include in the team. And then there is this RID Windblade figure. There we go. Who has the slightly different color scheme and the brand new facial mask, or face mask. And I just thought, you know, and the plan is that at some point I'll customize this to look more like Maxima from the likes of Transformers Combiner Wars. And I just thought, even based on that pose, she looked a little menacing. So I thought it would be good to include the likes of a personality like that in the Wreckers. So yeah, and plus that shelf's getting really crowded really fast. So this is my Autobot Combiner shelf, where I have Combiner Wars Victorion and Superion. And I definitely have to say, these two are two great combiners. Unfortunately, the only nitpick I have with Victorion is that for whatever reason I just cannot get this combiner to stand upright. Like, for instance, here's, well, it would help if I zoomed out. Here's Superion. I'll drag him out. I can shake him about, and for the most part, he remains perfectly upright. If not for this like super specific pose that I have Victorion in, plus not only the fact that she's leaning up against the wall, this combiner would not be able to stand upright to save its own life. And that's kind of disappointing, but I very recently got Victorion in this pose, mainly to show off how badass she is, and also that sword. I love that sword. So yeah, so that's my combiner shelf. Moving downstairs, this is my. This is the start of my Decepticon collection, and I have a first edition Prime Starscream. I love this figure. This, I have, at the moment, I have 4, if you can see that. I have 4 Prime first edition figures. I have Optimus Prime, Cliffjumper, Bulkhead, and I have Starscream. And those are the 4 first edition figures I ever wanted. The only 4 that I would ever want or need. And I think it is so cool that I finally have Starscream. Actually, I should mention that Optimus and Bulkhead were the last 2 first edition figures I got. Cliffjumper was the first. I got him way back in 2014. And Starscream was the second I ever got from a guy here in Sydney. Was selling this, still in box. So, who would have thought? So, but having first edition Starscream just really looks good for the collection. Elsewhere I have my customized Megatron. I still really love the work that I put into this figure, but alas, this figure is going to have to be retired because unfortunately it has not aged very well because a whole lot of the ball joints just do not hold any of the limbs anymore. Like that arm right there, that pops off the joint way too much. The legs cannot really support themselves that well, if not for the fact I've had Megatron in this super specific pose for a while, then he would not be standing upright. But yeah, as you may or may not have seen in the customizing box earlier, I have another Megatron that I'm going to be using as a brand new customs later on. I just need to customize that and clean it up. But yeah, so that is my current Megatron. War for Cybertron Soundwave. After 7 years of wanting this thing, I finally have it, and it is awesome. In the back is Fall Cybertron Shockwave, because it's not Starscream. In the back is my custom Predaking, who, similar to Megatron here, is still really, really cool, but is going to be retired and replaced sometime soon, because it just has a whole lot of different problems, and I want to have another go at customizing Predaking, because you may or may not remember I did a commissioned custom for my friend Dreadwing 2029, and I just feel as though that custom is just way more accurate to both the show and what I always wanted. So the plan is to find another Predaking soon and do that up. Finally, on the back I have Generations Skywarp there. So that is my first Decepticon shelf. Directly below is a few more Decepticons. I have Titans Return Trigger Happy, 30th anniversary Blitzwing, who unfortunately will have to be replaced sometime soon because this figure isn't simply just second hand, it's actually third hand. Its previous owners lived in the US, and the very first owner it had, unfortunately, just didn't really keep it in great shape. The head is just completely busted. Even worse, this Blitzwing is supposed to have the rotating head feature where you can see like the different faces, but in order to do that, in order to spin the faces, there's a pin that runs right through the middle of the head. That both allows the heads to spin round, or the faces to spin round, but also keeps the head together, and that pin has just perfectly cracked and broken right slap bam in the middle. so it's really difficult to keep it together. Or it's difficult to keep together, even though I tried to swap the faces. But for the time being, I've decided to keep it as it is, and I'll find a replacement soon enough. Down here is the Age of Extinction Lockdown, who I'm actually quite proud of because I actually gave him his scar from the movie. So that's actually really, really cool, and I hope to customize him up a little better in the future. So yeah. Elsewhere, Transformers Prime Vacon. I just absolutely love this deluxe figure. Bonus fact, this was the very first Transformer I ever bought after I moved to Australia. It was way too expensive, but hey, it's a nice figure and I would have sacrificed that. In the back is Prime Grimwing. Still really nice design. Plan is to either trade this away or repaint it for a Prime Darksteel, because I much prefer Darksteel, truth be told. But yeah, that's it for the time being. And then, obviously, here is Dead End. And at some point in the future, I plan to customize Dead End as well, maybe in a black and red color scheme. Mainly because I just feel as though the color scheme with this figure is just all over the place. But that's it for the time being. With this shelf, and last but by no means least, if I don't knock into Trigger Happy again, is my Decepticon Combiner shelf. And unfortunately, the only one here is Minosaur. And yeah, he's kind of missing a limb. Actually, the same goes for Superion. But unfortunately, I haven't been able to find either Breakneck or Quickslinger, because those are the two Combiner Wars figures that I so desperately need to complete these combiners. But for the time being, Minosaur is here, just looking all sinister-y and stuff. Yeah. Nothing much else to say about this shelf. It's dusty. So, yeah. But yeah, that's it for that. Just looking up one last time. At the very top there actually is, I don't know if you've seen this one before, this is my drone, but alas it is no longer working because one of the motors in that powers one of the little blades, the motor has stopped working, and therefore meaning that this little drone cannot take flight. So that's disappointing, but oh well. And I think the very last thing that I'll show is very minor, but I'll just wrap up the video with this. As previously shown, this is my tech setup. This is my phone, and I actually have a phone wallet for it, but I actually got a little couple of stickers and with Autobot and Decepticon logos on them. And I thought I'd throw one on my phone, just because I thought it was cool. Elsewhere, and this is actually something I really like. These are my two Transformers Prime Legends figures. That's Hotshot, and obviously this is Optimus Prime. But this Optimus Prime, this one, this was the very first Transformer I ever got, and I have had it for the past 11 years. And it's insane whenever I think about that, because like the head is just covered in tooth marks because I didn't have nails whenever I was 9 years old, so I just used my teeth to get the head out because that was a horrible idea. It is covered in dust, the paint has faded in certain places, it's dented and a little beaten up in certain places. But this thing has been part of my Transformers collection for the past 11 years. And it has travelled all the way across the world with me to Australia. So that is seriously cool. Hotshot was the second ever Transformer I got. So that's really cool. And then after I got Starscream still in his packaging, he had the little Transformers Prime cardboard stand, which serves no purpose whatsoever, except for the fact that I think it actually looks kind of nice there. So yeah. That is that. So yeah, that is my entire room. Again, all my Lego, Transformers, all that bizarre insanity, especially up there. So yeah, that is that. as previously stated, I'm gonna get this video up as soon as I can. What else is there? Hopefully tomorrow, I'll try and get the update video going, because I want to explain what's going on with the channel, what I'm planning to do, and all that stuff. So yeah, that has been it for this video tour, or video tour collection tour, because I know words. But yeah, thanks so much everyone for tuning in. I hope to see you next time, and until then, take care.